Another big name you're bringing here, and everyone's going to know this name because this is the guy who took out Kimbo Slice. This guy is crazy. Kimbo, he took him out. Seth the Silverback Petruzelli, although I think he's changed his nickname now. I think he's calling himself Kimbo Killer, which is pretty good. You got the first fight. You got the first fight since that fight with Kimbo. You're the one bringing him to see if he's legit.
Yeah, it's his first fight since Kimbo Slice, and I think a lot of people want to see that because they don't know if Seth's legit. I know that Seth's legit. I've seen him fight guys before in the UFC, and his stand-up's amazing. And it's going to be good to see him fight Chris Baten because Chris Baten, his opponent, also has great stand-up, which is why we put that match together. Obviously, his knockout of Kimbo Slice was very quick, and you didn't get to see a lot of his skills. So I think that he'll get to showcase his skills against Chris Baten a lot more than he did against Kimbo, unless he catches him with a quick knockout, which I don't think is going to happen because Chris never gets knocked out.
Yeah. And this is a real coup. That's important to remind the fans in the whole state of Florida. It's worth making the trip to Tampa because it's a coup to get the next fight with Seth. After Seth takes out someone like, Kimbo Slice, the next question is, well, we really, really, really want to see that next fight because that's the fight that will indicate whether it was a fluke or whether Seth is legit. I, too, know Seth is legit. He did very well in the house. It's a very, very good striker, very good on the ground as well. Chris Baten is who he'll be facing. And we all love Chris. He's one of the nicest guys. Officer Baten, officer of the law Baten, we should add. He's had some great fights. He took out Whisper Goodman, who is a former Green Bay Packer, and he's also had some other wars with top-level competition.
Yeah, he's had wars with guys like Jamal Patterson, T.J. Cook, Lou Polly. And every time that he's lost, it's not been like it's by decision or by submission. Seth's not known to be a submission guy. So when those guys get in the cage, we think that the match is going to be a lot of standing, a lot of striking. It's going to be very exciting. Chris is a really tough guy. He can beat anybody. He could have beat any of the guys that he lost to. But he's one of those guys that when he got to the big show, like the IFL, and he just maybe fought guys that gave him a little bit of a kink in his armor, like Jamal Patterson, that, obviously he's submitting everybody. But, with Chris Baten, I don't see Seth shooting in and trying to submit him. I see this staying on the feet where that's really Chris's strength.
Yeah,
so
Chris also, if Seth does shoot in on Chris has very solid takedown defense. He's trained by Rob Kahn or Gracie Tampa. Good takedown defense, big tree trunks for legs, very good base, very strong. And like you say, on the ground, it's a wash because Chris is very, very strong. And if Chris gets a couple of those leg kicks free on Seth is going to have his hands full. I don't know if you remember the fight with Lou Polly, but Baten got a leg kick free on Polly and opened him up. When you got those 32-inch thighs, he looks like Earl Campbell out there. He's got monster legs.
Yeah, he's got like Mike Allstott legs. He could be in the NFL, but he's doing mixed martial arts. So let's talk about that. His legs are huge.
He's yoked.
And one thing about Chris is that I'm actually amazed that the guy makes 205 pounds. When I see Chris Baten and I'm looking at him like, oh my God, this guy's 205. Are you kidding me? He's a scary dude. And the thing about him is that he makes the weight and he's just such a big 205er. It's amazing that he can cut that weight down and get to that weight. It's amazing to me.
We'll touch on one more fight on the card, Delson Heleno and Tyler Stinson, and then we got to wrap up.
Yeah, Delson Heleno, for the people that don't know who he is, he's actually a capoeira master in Brazil. So he's really exciting. He can do all that crazy capoeira dance. But he's also had some real stiff competition all the way through. If you go to SureDog and type in Delson Heleno, and you'll see that he's just fought a laundry list of guys that are all tough. And he was a real big star in the IFL. And for the people that have like HDNet and Fox Sports that can watch the IFL or the older stuff, he was just a very exciting fighter. And he's fighting another guy that's really exciting, Tyler Stinson. And this kid from Oklahoma, he's a lefty. He's got great striking. And in our last show, he beat the European Muay Thai champion, Yasubi Inamoto, and beat him very convincingly. So,
and I also believe he knocked out Drew Fickett.
Yeah, he knocked out Drew Fickett in his show prior to that.
All those fights and more coming up August 22nd at the Sundome. It's Art of Fighting. Nathan Smith, thank you very much, and very, very much luck to you August 22nd.
All right, thank you very much. Take care.
11 fights scheduled for August 22nd at the Sun Dome in Tampa. You can get tickets at artoffighting.tv or Ticketmaster. Should be a good show. See you next time on Jay's Brawl Call.